Great, everyone. To start us off, we're going to just kind of go over what we already know about two-point perspective and vanishing points, okay? So I already have on our drawing a start of a window on the left-hand side. So because the window is on the left-hand side, I'm going to take it to the left-hand vanishing point, okay? Now, before we get started, if for whatever reason you do not have two vanishing points, one on either side of your horizon line, please draw those first. Sometimes the copier cuts them off. Because I have them drawn, I'm going to go ahead and dive right in. And top and bottom of this line will go to the vanishing point. Okay. And then I will cut that window off wherever I feel like it. So I'm going to line up my ruler, that vertical, and shift it over. Okay, like so. Right. Couple of things real quick. Let's say you want a window pane in your window. Okay, you would also connect that to the vanishing point. Okay, so I'm going to connect it like so. And then maybe I'll do a couple of verticals lined up to do a nice window looking like that. Okay, one other thing I want to review with you all before we dive into our porch is we're going to connect each of these notches to the left-hand vanishing point, and we're going to take it behind the window. Okay. So this is what you would use for logs or for siding. It's always a good idea to draw windows and doors first and then draw your building material behind them. Okay, so see how I'm adjusting my ruler each time for that siding. Okay, look real quick. Beginning, my ruler was angled down, okay, to connect this notch with the vanishing point. By the time I'm about halfway down, check this out, the angle has changed. Okay, so it's almost straight across. As I continue to line my ruler up, each of these notches with the left-hand vanishing point, now my ruler starts to dip upward, okay? So the angle of the building material changes based on the vanishing point, okay? So this is what it looks like, all right, to start. Pretty cool. All right, now ordinarily I would do this on this side. I'm gonna most likely run out of time in this video, that is okay. But I wanted to share with you all how to create a bump out of a porch, okay? So right now what I did was, and we worked on this a little bit last time, was we talked about any sort of additional item that is connected to the structure of your building. I'm calling it an add-on or a bump out, okay? Last time we did it, and you don't have to do this along with me, we lined, because we were doing it on the right-hand side, we lined up where we wanted the bump out to occur along with the left-hand vanishing point and brought it out like so, okay? So we used that vanishing point on the left, even though it was on the right-hand side, because we wanted to make sure we created that bump out in correct perspective. We also connected it, okay, to the structure itself, okay, and created a corner. Remember, this was the corner, all right, that we then connected to both vanishing points. Okay, so it created another cube that was added on to the first cube. Okay, we're gonna start with that same thing. The only difference for this is that I have created that line for you. Okay, the line that starts the bump out. Okay, so see how I created this line for us today? Okay, all I did to create that was I lined my ruler up with the vanishing point, and I started it right at the corner and brought it down like so. Okay, now what I was hoping to create with you all today was a front porch. Okay, so typically when you have a porch, it starts, you know, right at the edge of your building and may go all the way across, or at least part of the way across, but most of the time it does start at the edge of the building, so that's why I continued that line right from the edge there. Okay, so I brought that line out. Now the next thing that I have to do is create that vertical for the corner. Okay, so I'm going to line up my ruler. I'm going to shift it over like so. And this represents the corner of my porch. Okay, there we go. All right. And then from here, this is basically the corner. Now I brought mine up a little bit high. Okay, so that's the corner of the porch. I brought mine up a little high. If you wanted to treat this as a multi-story building, so maybe this is the first floor, this is the second floor, you'd only want to make it come to right about there. But I'm going to bring mine way up for you all. Okay. All right. Remember, because this is the corner, we have to take this corner to both the left and the right vanishing point. Okay. So we already know that this line here goes to the left vanishing point. So I'm just going to continue this line right to the corner there like so. Okay, so that connects to that vanishing point, and then top and bottom of this are going to go to this vanishing point on the right. Okay, because remember, we're creating a bump out or an add-on, another cube that connects to our cube that we've already created. Okay, all right. Now, at this point in time, I'm going to go ahead and take a moment, and I'm going to cut off my line here for my porch. And typically, the porch, remember, if you're going all the way across, it will jut out from the side of the house. So I'm going to line up my ruler here with this vertical, okay, and draw it all the way down. Right. Okay, now the next part that I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to create the bottom section right here. Okay, so I'm going to create sort of the foundation of it, okay, where it sits. So do this along with me, just humor me. I'm gonna do like one notch up, and I'm gonna connect this notch, okay, to the left and the right vanishing point, okay? So I'm creating the foundation of my porch right here, and I'm just going to trace it, overshot that, to the side of the house, and I'm also going to trace it, line it up and trace it to the right-hand vanishing point. Okay, good. All right, next part we're gonna go ahead and do is we are going to go ahead and do the railing, okay, that goes all the way around. So I'm going to maybe about halfway up, create two little notches, and this will represent the front porch railing. Okay, so I'm going to connect these two notches to both the left and the right vanishing point, because remember, this is coming from the corner of that bump out. So left vanishing point first, and then the right vanishing point. All right, and then I'm also going to do the top, okay? So just like we have this base part at the bottom, a lot of times at the top there is also a little bit of something that connects. I'm sure there's a technical term for it, something that connects to the roof line. Okay, so I'm going to create a little notch just a little bit of the ways down, connect it to both the left and the right vanishing point. All right, so this is what I have so far. Okay. At this point in time, you can create a roof line if you would like, okay, for your porch. So all I'm going to do is just connect this point here to angle it up to the side, like so, okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and take just the top of this, okay, because it's on the right side, to the right-hand vanishing point. And then you have a porch roof. Now, sort of the fun part about doing porches, nice, okay, nice, or kind of the fun part about doing porches is you have these columns here that kind of go down. You also have these little parts that kind of come here. And again, I'm forgetting the technical term for that, okay? So we can start to draw those together. I'm gonna start with the larger ones, okay? They just essentially connect the roof of the porch to the base of it, okay? So I'm gonna create one right here, okay? Then again, just a vertical, okay? So I'm gonna line it up with the side. I'm gonna create one here. And then I'm gonna create one that is at the edge of the porch, still on the left-hand side of it, okay? So something that looks like that, okay? Then I'm gonna go ahead and, typically if your door is in the middle here, you might have two columns. Shift these over. So I'm gonna do one here Now remember, I'm adding 2 to make a shape of a column, okay? But remember, make sure these are straight verticals, okay? Otherwise, it's gonna look like your porch is falling down. I'm gonna do 2 more right here. And then I'm gonna erase a little bit in this middle. This could be where a doorway might happen, okay? And then I will continue on with my porch columns. Now, as they get further away from the corner, remember the corner is closest to us, they can get closer together, okay? Like so, and then I'll do that one on the end. Kind of looking like that, right? So this is the porch that I have so far. At this point, you can decide if your columns are before your railing or not. Okay, and then you can create these little tiny lines for the thing that I forget the name of right now. Okay, remember to create them vertical and create them 2 at a time to create the shape. Okay, and you would go all the way down. Okay, good luck with that.